In today's video, we'll talk about some of the best picks for the month of August Season 29 and possibly the coming months as well. These heroes were chosen based on the official data from the developers, original server and advanced server updates, and also feedback from former and current Mythical Glory players. These heroes were grouped according to their primary roles officially listed in the game, not the lanes nor areas they are ideally played in, and are not sorted according to how good they are, since a lot of them are equally effective. And finally, we'll also share some recommendations for each hero that will certainly help you gain more wins. If you want more content like this, be sure to leave a like, share, and if you haven't yet, subscribe to the channel. Also, if you would like to become a better player in any role or lane, make sure to watch the following videos. The links are on the description. Kufra is a very versatile tank with the ability to decrease the effectiveness of heroes that rely on blink and dash skills thanks to his second skill. He has pretty much everything you need from an effective tank roamer. He has tremendous defense, multiple control effects such as slow, airborne, and displacement. His ultimate also works with flicker, which makes that a huge advantage against heroes that have excellent mobility. Because a lot of their meta heroes that have risen to the top of the meta are high mobility heroes, Franco's relevance skyrocketed as well. Franco is one of the best heroes when it comes to completely disabling nimble and speedy heroes because of his ultimate that inflicts suppression on his prey, a control effect that cannot be cleansed. Uranus has been enjoying his stay on the meta because of the new emblem system. He is currently one of the best heroes right now, especially during the laning phase because of the crazy regeneration he gets from the common emblem, an emblem that used to be ignored by a lot of players on the higher ranks. With the new emblem system, it is almost impossible to force Uranus to retreat because of how quickly he regenerates. This gives him an advantage in field or lane presence, which rewards him with more gold and experience, thus allowing him to snowball fairly quickly. Leslie is one of the best, if not the best, tank busters right now. She is the only hero that can deal critical true damage. This means her damage does not only bypass the target's defense, it is also greatly enhanced. To make matters worse for her targets, she also has ridiculous range and a remarkable second skill that keeps her away from melee attackers. Another good trait of Leslie is her ultimate's ability to sense enemies around the area, including those hiding in bushes. This makes it significantly more difficult for other heroes to gank her, unlike other marksmen who are easy targets since they lack the ability to scan the area around them. Brody is one of the marksmen that does not need so much help to thrive. Compared with most other marksmen, his basic attacks are much stronger even at level 1. The best part is, his second skill allows him to not just stun the target, but also reposition himself, making it easier to survive a gank attempt, and in some cases, can even give him the kill. Despite being pretty good on the early game, he still scales pretty well even in the late game. Beatrix is a very effective and well-rounded hero because of her skill set that allows her to change her weapons and switch basic attack types, range, and area of effect. For a marksman, she also has decent mobility, which allows her to kite enemies easily. Alpha has been tremendously good ever since the emblem system was changed. He is currently one of the most difficult to deal with heroes because of the improved spell vamp. Not to mention his insane damage output and control effects. With his very versatile skill set, he is not only good in duels, but also in team fights and can go so well with a lot of lineups. Fredrin is powerful because of his annoying second skill that has a very short cooldown, which knocks enemies airborne and allows him to also close the gap. In addition to having good mobility, his range for a melee hero is also very good thanks to his first skill and ultimate, which can both deal very high damage. Depending on how much crystal energy Fredrin has, his ultimate can deal as much as 3,000 to 4,000 damage. Arlott is a very powerful fighter carry thanks to his passive that allows his second skill to dash towards one enemy to another while dealing tremendous damage and simultaneously regenerating some of his HP. He can be a very good hero in clutch situations since his second skill cannot be interrupted during its movement, which gives him a bit of partial immunity. Arlott's damage output is also good enough without too many damage items. 2 to 3 should be enough, and since he can regenerate HP using some of his skills, buying Bloodlust Axe is no longer a necessity and you can focus on items with greater damage or defenses instead. Kadita has been very useful, especially when teamed up with heroes that focus more on control effects. She is capable of deleting almost any hero in a single combo, and can even leave a lot of tanks clinging onto their lives with desperation. She is one of the best mages when it comes to team fights and can be an integral part of the clashes regardless if it's during the early game or the late game. Eve is a very good hero in team fights because of her tremendous range and outstanding damage output. She can really be a very useful ally and has the potential to shut down most lineups. Also, Eve is immune to most control effects while channeling her ultimate, except for suppression, of course. Novaria is a ridiculous glass cannon with tremendous range and firepower. Her ultimate also is excellent in team fights because of its ability to reveal surrounding areas. As if it wasn't powerful enough, they also gave her ultimate tremendous range that allows her to not just cover a large area, but also reach enemies from a great distance. The control effect that Kaja's ultimate inflicts on enemies cannot be cleansed. This makes him a very formidable hero capable of stopping any hero from their tracks. His ultimate has also a wider range than Franco, which makes him a better choice in some situations if you need suppression, and casts his ultimate with very minimal delay, unlike Baratz, who channels first for a few seconds. Angela complements most, if not all, hero types and can really turn the tides of battle as long as played by someone with good map awareness. Especially now that high-sustained carry heroes are thriving, having Angela to aid them just makes it near impossible to defeat such heroes. Florin is doing very good lately because of the improvements given to the emblem system. She is more dynamic now and has been very impactful, especially in a meta where high-sustained carries are thriving. Ling is an excellent picker of the enemy back lane because of his mobility and shines best as an objective taker. With perfect timing, his ultimate plus retribution can guarantee the objective and Ling's safety at the same time. The key to playing him successfully is by having excellent map awareness. Make sure to utilize your minimap and hover over clashes to find out who the best target is. Fanny is a surefire addition to this list. Let's all be honest, unless our team has any good picks against Fanny, such as multiple stun locks or suppression, it will be a difficult match. Especially if the Fanny player knows what they're doing. In the hands of a new player, Fanny is close to useless, but in the hands of an experienced player and someone who is driven to win the game quickly, she is deadly. Her mobility is second to none, and is arguably one of the strongest, if not the strongest, assassins during the early game. To make matters worse for her enemies, Fanny is also not too reliant on items, which means she can start killing enemies effectively as early as level 2. Joy has a very unique skill set. It's not every day that we get to see a tanky assassin yet capable of taking down enemies quickly. She is an essential part of any lineup and can be played on multiple lanes effectively. She does require some learning though. For those aspiring to play her, I suggest using the audio cues of her skills instead of nailing your eyes on her rhythm indicators. That way, you won't be distracted visually and will be able to observe the battlefield more effectively. There you go, those are the heroes that we think will leave a mark in Season 29. What do you think? If you were to replace some of the heroes here, who would it be and who would you replace it with? Leave your thoughts on the comments section below, and if you haven't yet, don't forget to hit like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Stay safe everyone. Peace.